After nearly 3 decades behind the kit with Pearl Jam, legendary drummer Matt Cameron is stepping boldly into a new chapter of his musical journey. Earlier this July, Cameron made headlines when he announced his departure from Pearl Jam after 27 years of creating thunderous rhythms alongside Eddie Vedder and the band. The announcement marked the end of an era, but not the end of Cameron's story. Just days after confirming his exit, he reassured fans that he remains, above all else, an active musician. And now, he's making good on that promise. Cameron is returning to the stage with his experimental side project, Is This Real?, a band that originally began as a tribute to Portland punk pioneers, the Wipers. On September 13th, fans will witness Cameron's next creative incarnation live at the Triple Door, an intimate and iconic venue nestled in the heart of Seattle, a city forever linked to Cameron's legacy. But this show is more than a simple gig. It's a reunion of old friends and foundational talent. Joining him on the bill is none other than Hiro Yamamoto, the original bassist for Soundgarden. Cameron and Yamamoto last played together during Soundgarden's formative years, a band that helped define the sound of a generation and launch the Seattle grunge movement onto the global stage. This fall, both Cameron and Yamamoto will be honored for that very legacy, as they're inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as members of Soundgarden. For fans, the timing is poetic. While the industry celebrates their monumental contributions to rock history, these two pioneers are once again creating something new, something raw, and something real. For Cameron, Is This Real? Is more than a side project. It's a statement that reinvention is possible, that artistry doesn't retire, and that passion doesn't fade after accolades. As he closes one historic chapter with Pearl Jam, he's already writing the next, one that reaches back to his punk roots, leans into creative freedom, and brings together longtime collaborators who shaped the sound of Seattle from the ground up. As September approaches, anticipation builds. Matt Cameron is no longer just the drummer behind two of rock's most influential bands. He's a restless creator, refusing to stand still. And with Is This Real?, he's proving that even after Hall of Fame recognition, the true heartbeat of a musician is found not in legacy alone, but in the courage to begin again. For those who have followed Matt Cameron's decades-long journey, from the dark, molten riffs of Soundgarden to the layered, introspective rhythms of Pearl Jam, his reemergence with Is This Real? Feels like both a homecoming and a rebirth. It's not just another project, it's a defiant, soulful statement from an artist who has nothing left to prove, yet still burns with the need to create. In stepping away from the towering machine of Pearl Jam after 27 transformative years, Cameron isn't retreating, he's reconnecting. Reconnecting with the punk urgency that once pulsed through the grimy rehearsal spaces of Seattle in the late 80s and early 90s. Reconnecting with the experimental spirit that predates his mainstream fame. Reconnecting with the pure joy of making music for its own sake. With Is This Real?, the focus isn't fame, tours, or streaming numbers. It's process. It's sound for the sake of sound. The band, which began as a tribute to Portland punk legends the Wipers, has morphed into something far more personal. A living, breathing space where Cameron can explore without expectation. It's raw, unfiltered, and defiantly analog, just as his early days were. And bringing Hiro Yamamoto into that space doesn't just add nostalgic power, it brings emotional symmetry. These two forged their identities side by side as young musicians in Soundgarden, pushing boundaries before the world was watching. Their reunion, decades later, is charged with reverence and relevance. It's not just a reconnection of sound, but of shared history, mutual growth, and a kind of artistic trust that time only strengthens. Their upcoming performance at the Triple Door on September 13th isn't simply a concert, it's a full-circle moment. It's a rare convergence of legacy and exploration, past and present, experience and risk. It offers fans a glimpse behind the curtain into the core of a musician who, even after Hall of Fame honors and global recognition, chooses to return to the rawness that first ignited his fire. And in doing so, Cameron reminds us of something profound, that true musicianship isn't just about mastering craft, it's about staying vulnerable, about daring to begin again, to chase something new, and to keep asking questions, even after decades of answers. What makes this moment especially poignant, even powerful, is the quiet courage behind it. For Matt Cameron, stepping away from the global spotlight of Pearl Jam wasn't just a career shift. It was a deeply personal decision to re-engage with music, not as a machine, but as a living, breathing instinct. After decades of touring the world, sharing the stage with two of the most influential rock bands of the modern era, he could easily have chosen comfort, a legacy untouched, a catalog of achievements to stand upon. But instead, he has chosen something far less certain and far more human: reinvention. By returning to smaller stages like the Triple Door in Seattle, the very city that gave rise to his earliest ambitions, Cameron is choosing to be exposed again. These intimate venues offer no spectacle to hide behind, no multi-million-dollar production, no myth to lean on. The sound is close, the faces are real, and the silence between the notes is just as meaningful as the music itself. In this stripped-back setting, Cameron's decision to bring "Is This Real?" to life feels more like an artistic meditation than a tour. It's an offering, a moment of reckoning between past and present, between the weight of legacy and the pull of curiosity. And with Hiro Yamamoto beside him, a figure equally integral to Seattle's original sonic blueprint, the performance becomes even more symbolic. A reunion not only of two musicians, but of two creative souls who helped ignite a cultural fire decades ago. Together, they are not reliving the past, they are reshaping it, reclaiming it, and reshuffling it into something completely new.